May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in Him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. Romans 15 verse 13 NIV. This verse is a beautiful prayer of blessing written by the Apostle Paul near the end of his letter to the Romans. It's short, but it carries an ocean of meaning, a message of encouragement, faith, and divine empowerment. Paul calls God the God of hope. That title alone tells us something powerful about His nature. God is not only the source of hope, He is hope itself. In a world that often feels uncertain and filled with darkness, Paul reminds us that real hope doesn't come from circumstances, it comes from a living relationship with God. When everything else fades or fails, His promises remain steady. Then Paul prays, "May He fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in Him." Notice that joy and peace come as you trust. Faith is the channel through which God's blessings flow. The more we trust, the more He fills our hearts with these gifts. Joy isn't the absence of problems, it's the presence of God in the midst of them. Peace isn't when life is perfect, it's when your soul rests securely in His hands, no matter the storm. Paul doesn't say, "some joy and peace," he says all. That's the abundance of God's character. He doesn't give halfway blessings, He fills us completely, until we overflow. And that overflow is important, because when your heart is filled with divine hope, it spills out into the world around you. Others can feel it. Hope becomes contagious. Finally, Paul says this happens by the power of the Holy Spirit. In other words, this kind of deep, unshakable hope isn't something we can produce by willpower or positive thinking. It's supernatural. The Holy Spirit works within us to renew our minds, calm our hearts, and remind us that God's love never fails. So in Romans 15 verse 13, Paul is offering more than a blessing, he's giving us a formula for spiritual endurance. Trust in God, receive His joy and peace, overflow with hope empowered by the Holy Spirit. It's a cycle of divine strength. The more you lean on God, the more your hope grows. And that hope becomes a light, not just for you, but for everyone around you.